Nobody takes me seriously. That's the problem. I just have to accept it. Like that lady who works here who wanted to help me out by calling. I don't know who the fuck she called. There's a fucking time limit. I needed something done fucking goddamn months ago. So now I gotta wait for this person to possibly call me back. That's fine. You know, I like the lady. She's got good intentions. But the thing is, I've been running around trying to find somebody to help me turn this shit in for years. What the fuck is this? God damn it. I needed help turning in my predators. I didn't go through all of this fucking hoop jumping to try to show this evidence to be fucking abused by fucking everyone because they don't want to look at it. I'm gonna let that lady think that she done a good thing, all right? I'm gonna let her think she done a good thing. But I can't wait on that shit. I needed someone to call fucking Social Security with me. That's what I fucking needed. The guy who was gonna come back and help me, Jacob, he came back. He wanted one of my wands, so I gave it to him. I don't give a shit. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. It's not important like my evidence. I had to give up everything in my life. Every fucking thing in my goddamn life. So that I could try to show this evidence. Everyone that I went to was to get help showing the goddamn evidence. Showing the evidence of how hard I tried to get help stopping the abuse. How hard I tried to get people to listen. But you didn't fucking care. You don't care about what I'm forced into. I live a life of victimization while you make every excuse. There's lots of autistic people out there. They're all bitches. There's only one autistic people out here fighting for our rights and saying it like it fucking is, and that person is me. I'm the only one out here on the streets who isn't a bitch. Oh, you see, I just need to man up. I just need to take it. You fucking pieces of shit. You sexist fucking wretches. I can't do these things for myself, and I can't keep running around jumping through fucking hoops trying to get help from someone else. I'm not allowed to do it for myself. Do you not fucking understand that? When I went to Megan Missigatis, it was for help. The things that she told me she needed to tell the fucking courts. Megan Missigatis needed to fucking do that. You think you'll find someone to represent you? No! That's why I'm going to you! You're a mandated fucking reporter, god damn it! Did you think I was telling you this shit for your goddamn entertainment? You fucking twat! You tell me I have to do it myself, I'm not fucking allowed! They won't fucking let me! I need a goddamn guardian! I need someone to actually fucking fight for my rights, not to call somebody that I can't even fucking talk to. And I'm supposed to just trust that they're gonna get a hold of me in a fucking week. We won't have time to do shit in a fucking week. I needed help turning in my predators. That's what I fucking needed help with. Not everybody's goddamn family drama. Do what? I'm not anywhere near you. Do not. Do not.
Get away from me.
I'm not anywhere near you. I'm walking away from you. Do not. Fucking drunks.
Walking right towards me screaming.
I'm not screaming at you.
Why are you walking towards me?
Leave me alone! Jesus goddamn Christ, more goddamn alcoholics and meth heads. This is what I gotta fucking deal with. I was going nowhere near that stupid son of a bitch. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. What a fucking moron. You see, now this right here, this is the safety issues I'm talking about. We got this fucking nut job over here. Make sure that we record him so that we can show that we are way the fuck away from him, so that he doesn't get standoffish or possibly even violent. We'll make sure we keep the fucking camera on him so that he is fucking recorded. That's the thing. This is one of them assholes who wanted me to exchange bottles for him, try to get me in trouble in the fucking gas station. No, I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna help you get fucking drunk. Especially when you're gonna get drunk and be an asshole. I shouldn't have to scream for help. That is not something that should be fucking necessary. What a fucking goddamn Fruit Loop. Now there's a reason that that guy is one of the people that I avoid, have been avoiding. Meanwhile, was I fucking screaming at his dumb ass? Fuck no, I was talking to my phone. Had nothing to fucking do with him. We'll make sure we fucking point the camera at him as we go by though. Make sure he's well aware. Yep, there's his booze, as always. Here's the thing. I don't want to fucking hear it. I got to deal with fucking pedophiles out here. I got to deal with fucking rapists out here. I got to deal with fucking schizophrenics out here. People who are completely fucking delusional. I got to deal with alcoholics out here. I got to deal with a lot of fucking people out here. Let's just make sure we point it at him. If you're going to get hostile with me, I'm going to keep a goddamn eye on you. I'm frustrated, but I sure as hell ain't going to be dealing with fucking alcoholics being douchebags. Make sure that he's being videoed. Make sure that he is well aware that this thing is fucking pointed at him. Loud and fucking proud. I don't mind avoiding the son of a bitch. I don't mind staying over here away from the son of a bitch, but god damn it. You have any idea how fucking frustrating it is to have to deal with fucking douchebags like this? You have any fucking idea? You know, tomorrow morning when he's already turned in his $5 worth of cans, he's going to come up to me again and try to get me to go in there and exchange $5 worth of cans and give him all the money again. No, he's going to spend it on booze. He can have somebody else exchange it. I do not support him. I do not support his drinking habit or how he acts when he's been drinking. I don't support his alcoholism, and I will not. You see, quite pleasant, isn't it? Nothing to do with him. Matter of fact, I've been quite kind in not being a douchebag about him and his can bullshit. And of course, him lying to me. And of course, his addiction. I'm as nice as I can be. I'm as nice as I can possibly be. That's the thing, is that I can talk to my phone and ignore these people. That doesn't stop him, does it? No, it don't. He needs somebody he can take on. He needs somebody littler than her. Yeah, I said her. It ain't exactly manly to go picking on somebody half your size. On the bright side, I've taken a lot of beatings in my life and I can take a lot fucking more. It doesn't mean I should have to. Now Dean's here. He's got his guitar with him. Fucking nuts. And here's the thing, I need help making those calls because when I make them myself, I'm ignored and blown off. I don't have any help to do these things. And just because I'm intelligent, you believe I should be able to do these things. No, I am in a constant state of fucking panic. I have to hide my constant state of panic at all points in time. I have to pretend that everything is honky fucking dory and it ain't. I know every time I walk into the homeless community here, there's a chance that I might get attacked or assaulted by someone who's on chemicals. I also know the people on chemicals are the ones who have protected me thus far. Hey, Dean. Yes, that's how he plays guitar. It's not my idea of music, but for him it is. We get victimized over and over and over out here. We're not allowed to vent. We're not allowed to speak up. We're not allowed to go for help. Bonjour. That guy. Oh my God, dude.
Freak.
I don't want to call him a freak. He's still a human being. But Jesus, he's an asshole.
Me too.
He wanted me to exchange his bottles his cans the other day, so I did. He said he'd give me a couple of bucks for it. He didn't. And then he forgot that he'd have me take them in. And then he wanted me to take more in for him. And I'd already gotten in trouble for taking the first ones in for him. I was like, dude, I can't. Well, I was fucking tripping on my phone. I mean, I need help. I need people to help me with that paperwork. I'm gonna get everything taken away on the first.
Fuck, where were you, bro?
I was over at my car, and then I was looking for you. I walked over to the camp down there, and then I walked back. And then when you came back and I gave you the wand and you...
Because I went to Walmart
Yep.
for a bit. And
Well, you kind of had to. You got a kid on the way. See, this guy's still going off on me.
Son, talk shit. Won't do nothing to you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I know what camp he sits at, and I know what kind of trouble he can cause me because he's local and familiar.
So, doesn't mean you do shit to you. I mean, dude, I'm not local. Look at me. I'm walking around peacefully and shit. Just don't let him get to you, bro. Like you said.
Oh, I'm not. I'm over here talking to you. He's just a dick. He's still human.
You got people on your side, bro. He does say shit to you, so you know, bro.
Oh, I'm not worried about his words. I'm worried about the fact that he's been drinking.
Alcohol does that shit to you.
Yeah. What are the chances of him getting violent when he's sober versus getting violent when he's drinking?
50-50. Yeah, dude, fucking. It's my homie Spirit right here. But fuck, dude, tomorrow let's do that paperwork shit. For sure.
Yes, sir.
Alright, bro.
Even though it's a Sunday, it's still better than nothing. We're going to have to wait until Monday for most of this stuff, but Sunday at least is a good time to get it filled out. I got my computer, but I don't know where to go with it.
What's up? Hampton.
They'll let you sit in there now.
Just act like normal and shit. Just act like you own the place. Just act like you just like, you know, just chilling, but there's like a little living area. Just like sit down there and blow your shit in there. That's what I do. Every day I go take a shit in there. For real. You don't say shit. They're not gonna kick you out, bro. For what? They don't know you fucking have it there or not. They're just people, bro.
Well, I'm autistic and I got quirks, so I tend to stand out in a crowd.
Weird.
I also got Tourette syndrome, so I wink at people. Oh, by the way, I have Tourette syndrome, so if I wink at either of you, I'm not hitting on you. I'm not trying to touch your gonaticals or nothing.
It's all good.
Hello?
Howdy.
It's a muscle disorder.
I realize it. Yeah, but I'm gonna walk back tomorrow. I'll hit you up tomorrow.
Is that alcoholic walking over here?
Nah, he's walking back
You
there.
Israel, man?
All right.
Yeah.
You in Israel?
Good.
Paige,
And thank you, baby.
were you down there? Walking around down there? She said she called her mom and asked for somebody to go find you and ask you not to go back down there. She's scared.
I got like some rude messages from Brent, and he was like, you can't come down here, like fuck you, and like all this, and then it was Paige, it ended up being Paige, and I was like,
You guys have a restraining order. Can't legally like be out there.
Are you aware of that? And who's
Well, how can you get one without him knowing?
Has it or
Be like trying to during the case of things like
Oh, noise.
they also
And you gentlemen got a tobacco?
Chris, but it was like,
All right. They don't really have an alcohol camp here like they do in Boulder. Most of the alcoholics, they do other things. So they either wait on the walkway over there or the bike path. That's where they tend to hang out. Or if they use heroin, they go back to the far back or to the second camp. And if they do meth, they go back to the far back camp. Most of these people, despite their drug addictions, are not going around creating problems, but we've got the few who do. We also got a lot of people here that are sober. They're not getting help either. They get treated like they're Dean. Me and Tamara back in 2017, we already had it all planned out, everything that I needed to do in order to get my disability. After the disability, I'd be able to do the developmental disability thing, and then after doing the developmental disability thing, then I would be assigned a guardian and an advocate, and they would be supposed to help me. Then she quit her job. I didn't make her quit her job. That's the thing about some parents of autistic people are actually good parents who actually care. Tamara was one of them. She's a far better person than the Tamara that's here. I'm stuck having a panic attack all weekend. That's how it is. That's the problem with not getting help and having to go this long without anybody at all trying to help you turn in your predators. Some people make a little token effort when they know it's already too late to make a difference. Well, it's not too late to make a difference if you fight, if you scream to be heard, but you didn't. That's the thing. How am I supposed to believe you told me, but you didn't tell the courts? You told me, but you didn't tell the police. The things that you claim that you said and you claim that you did, well, you didn't speak up in court, did you? Did you even try? Those of you who say, oh, well, I didn't know you had a court date. Well, guess what? I did, and I was prevented from being in contact with you. I had to do desperate shit to try to get a court date because you didn't give a fuck. You lied at me over and over and over again. And then, of course, you want to play victim when I tell the truth about you. Sorry, dumbass. Your fault. At the very beginning, I didn't have the ability to record a goddamn thing. Didn't even have the ability to take screenshots. I've come a long way since then. But I'm still having to do this shit alone. People keep telling me to do things I'm not able to do. If I was able to do those things, I wouldn't be asking you for fucking help. Use your fucking brain, dumbass. And that's my problem with all of you. You're fucking assholes. You're fucking idiots. You're fucking selfish pieces of shit who take advantage of the disabled. And all of these people did that. All these fucking alcoholics I gotta fucking deal with. Yeah, I'm fucking overwhelmed with these people. Oh, I must be racist because I said these people when I was talking about alcoholics. Nobody should have to fucking go to alcoholics for help. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking insane. But you know what? None of the rest of y'all were helping, were you? No, you weren't. None of you who claim that you love me actually showed that you do. Matter of fact, all of you showed that I didn't mean shit to you. You didn't care what happened to me or what people did to me. Any excuse to look away. Hello. Any excuse to look away. We got a lot of bodies out here. A lot of them. You're not the most marginalized, we are. Per capita, there are more homeless people killed than black people by a lot. There are more homeless people killed than disabled people by a lot. A lot. But we're told that we gotta ignore our problems and go to the back of the bus. 40 years we've been doing this. 40 years. I've been alive 41 years, and you know what? The entirety of my life it's been that way. I'm told that as a white guy, I need to go to the back of the bus for a bunch of people who are better off than me. My financial situation is fucked. My parents are fucked. What the hell are you expecting out of me? You tell me to do things that I am denied the fucking right to do. You are creating a scenario by not going in with me or making any effort to make these calls with me, not for me. Now, Megan Misigatis had my permission to make calls on my behalf, but she needed to testify to that shit in fucking court. She needed to speak up and admit that those things were true. Those things did happen instead of allowing Scott DaCosta and his goons to pretend like I was schizophrenic and deny me the right to show anything. Just like all the rest of you, she'll make any excuse for my predators because she's mad at me. Well, she can go ahead and fucking stay mad. She's on her way to prison here shortly. Guys, I don't owe it to you to take your abuse. I don't. If you're gonna be abusive towards me, well shit, you don't get to play fucking wolf. You took advantage of me knowingly and willingly. All of these people knew I was trying to turn this shit into the cops. If you weren't trying to help me turn it into the cops, I didn't waste my time with you. So if you can see with the people who promised that they would help me to turn this shit into the cops. You see why I'm pissed off at them all? They couldn't keep their word because they were busy doing drugs and fucking alcohol. And then they want to hide that. Stupid. Yeah, at the very beginning, I didn't have the ability to do any of this shit. There's still a lot of it I don't know how to do. But I know how to record your dumb ass now. And I have the devices to do so. I may not be able to record all the time because I got to go find somewhere to plug in. But I can't function because I am in a constant state of panic. Getting me into housing was only part of it. We got me back into housing in Chapel, Nebraska. And of course, Cindy wanted to be a fucking bitch and victimize the shit out of me and not get me my paperwork. I needed help with those things. And you know what? Megan Missigatis still literally never put any effort towards helping me with that. No, couldn't do it. Now, if she's not allowed to talk about herself, she huffs and puffs and fucking hissies like a fucking 5-year-old girl. Do you ever fucking grow out of that? Oh yeah, if you turn on the fucking waterworks, then you magically win. If you use your position with the Dual County Sheriff's Department to deprive me of my rights, to abuse the system, to deprive me of my rights, to manipulate the system, to deprive me of evidence and deprive me of the right to turn in my fucking predators and to face my fucking accusers. You denied me that right. Someone needs to care enough to make these calls with me, and literally no one has to this day. Not one person has actually made these calls with me. Not once, not ever. They only want to focus on the what? On the disability and the housing, but then they're not even focusing on that because I'm being denied the housing and the disability stuff because of what? Oh yeah, the crimes that these people wanted to ignore. When you are a disabled homeless male, none of these agencies are going to do their jobs unless someone is involved, unless there is a loved one or family member who actually cares, to actually speak up, to actually go in with them instead of pretend like they're going to, and then throw them to the fucking wolves. It's alright, it only cost me everything. You see my hair is fucked up. You see I don't have a place to fucking shower. You see I don't have the ability to fucking cut my own goddamn hair. Oh yeah, and now you can pretend like I'm crazy because I don't cut my hair. I'm unkept. Meanwhile, I wasn't allowed to do my lawyer's job and he wasn't doing his job. I had to fucking fire him because he wouldn't do his fucking job. I fired him twice. Oh, and he wants to tell me that if I fire him, then I'll have to defend myself. No, that is not the case. It turned out he outright lied to me about that, didn't it? That's not fucking okay. If the lawyer won't do their job, won't defend me, won't even cross-examine, but I'm not allowed to do anything because the mentally ill tag, the mentally ill tag, the mentally ill tag. Fucking Christ, help me! All of you fucking pieces of shit, you want them to take the fucking schizophrenics off the street. Fine, but where are they gonna go? Where are they gonna fucking put them? Their own fucking families don't want them because they're not perfect. They're not perfect eggs. That was the kid that didn't draw inside of the lines. Oh God, we've got to get rid of that kid, don't we? The disabled child is usually the one that a sexual predator is going to choose. People choose the disabled and the homeless as their victims for a reason. The number one victim for serial killers in the United States are who? Is it prostitutes? No, it's homeless. It's the homeless. They kill the homeless more than they kill anyone else. More than prostitutes. I have to say, though, not more than children. Because you got to keep in mind the two most prolific serial killers in the United States have killed more people than all school shooters combined. 2 female nurses, positions of power. I wonder, how long do you have to work at a hospital to kill 400 people? I need help making these phone calls. That Jacob feller, you know, he means well, but he's on meth. At least he admits it. Well, he uses it. That doesn't mean he's an addict. I don't hate these people. I hate being around them. I hate having to be afraid of the homeless community and having to be afraid of the police. Meanwhile, the homeless are afraid of the police nationwide. We're the people you didn't want. We're the people that you victimized for telling on our predators. We're the people who are too different for you to accept us as human beings. Bonjour. Them 2 fellers, they stopped twice to acknowledge my presence. I don't know who they are, but I'm glad that they stopped twice to acknowledge my presence. Just so you know, they got dark skin. White people don't generally do that unless they know you. The guy there, the one with the blanket wrapped around him. Not sure if I have it pointed at him or not because I couldn't see it. He's schizophrenic. He has video and audio hallucinations. He also thinks that he owns a bunch of the property here. He's not the only one, though. You dump the quote-unquote mentally ill on us and then pretend that all of us are those people. Well, that sounded like a cop car. I don't know, maybe the lady with the dog. On the bright side, that old guy's not being threatening towards me. I'm not real fond of alcoholics. They tend to be violent. Or get violent. I wonder who they're here to talk to. Maybe that old guy.
How are you, sir?
I'm still breathing.
Somebody called and thought you were asking for help, so I wanted to make sure you're all right.
I am asking for help turning you guys in.
Turning us in?
Yeah, why don't you have a name tag?
Because I'm new and they haven't made it yet.
My name is Sean.
Sean?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Ryan.
Good to meet you,
Nice to
Ryan.
meet you too. So you don't need any help from me?
I do need help from you guys, but not without a guardian present.
No, without a guardian present?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I can't because you guys have already victimized me, and I understand that you are not one of the ones who previously did that. That you weren't here at that point in time, but you do work with them, and you do work for the same boss as them, the same jurisdiction, and it's a small department, so they're all friends.
I get where you're coming from, and like I said, like you just said too, I'm new, so I don't know anybody, and you know, I'm trying to learn people, and if you
My
ever-
hands are filthy, or I'd shake yours.
No worries, no worries. We'll shake hands another day. Fair enough.
Yes, sir. I'm an autistic homeless male. I'm supposed to have an advocate and a guardian, and I don't have either one.
Are you,
I
are
have
you a
to,
high functioning autistic?
yes, sir. I have Asperger's. I got a very high IQ, but the problem is the people, because they can't see my disability, they just pretend it doesn't exist. And as a result, people didn't want to listen to me, and they got my best friend shot in the head outside of Fort in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to paint me as the killer, put me all over the news, and then they found the guy that did it, but they didn't listen to me. I was assaulted repeatedly by cops there because they thought that they could try to peg me as a violent schizophrenic, and that's the issue that I had with cops here, is them telling other homeless people that I was a schizophrenic who does drugs. I don't do drugs. I tried meth way back in 2003. It put me to sleep, and I never went back.
Mm-hmm.
I quit drinking alcohol in 2001 when I turned 21. Like, I don't mess with it. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not violent. I'm scared.
I got a nephew that's a high functioning autistic as well, so I sort of understand what you're saying. It's not something that's easily seen, like you just said.
Well, every officer is taught how to de-escalate a situation, and every officer is given training in how to deal with a situation with someone who is in a state of crisis. The problem is that your version of taking care of crisis when it's somebody who's alone versus your version of taking care of crisis when they have somebody with them are different. And the problem is that the protocol when I'm alone is to haul me off and take me to a hatch and have me injected with drugs, and I don't need that. What I need is a guardian. I can't continue to be abused. I'm going to lose my disability because I don't have an advocate or a guardian, and I can't provide one for myself.
Well, I'll just let you know. I may be a little different from some of the other guys. I come from a small county, and I'm used to working by myself and not working with a lot of other guys at one particular time. So if you ever do feel that you need somebody to talk to, I'm willing to talk to you. But if you want to wait for an advocate to be with you, I'm perfectly fine with that
So
too.
you
Okay.
talk to me like I'm a human being and you've got at least some familiarity with autism. I'd be willing to let you be my guardian, and I just met you. I'm sorry I don't speak properly. I'm scared and I have no teeth.
No worries, man. Let me ask you this: are you safe right now?
I'm never safe, but I'm not trying to hurt myself, and I never try to hurt others.
Okay. Well, as long as you're not trying to hurt yourself or anybody else.
See, at least I know what you're getting at with your questions. I need, my disability money is going to get cut off on the 1st. I don't have an advocate or a guardian, and I can't provide them for myself. I need help getting them.
Have you
And
thought about going to the DHS office and seeing if they can help you out with that?
I still need somebody to go with me. I've been to the DHS office.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't have a guardian or an advocate to go in with me. People don't care about the autistic. They don't listen to us or try to understand us. We get blown off every time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Me and my caseworker, Tamara, when I first started being abused over this situation in 2016, 2017, she said, since the cops aren't going to listen to you and they keep refusing to, and they keep using the mentally ill thing as an excuse, and these people keep harassing you and threatening to kill your family, and the cops still won't do anything, we need to get you on disability, and you should have been on disability at 18. Once we have you on disability, we can fill out developmental disability paperwork. Once the developmental disability paperwork is filled out, they have to assign you a guardian. And then when somebody assaults you, you don't have to go to the cops by yourself. That guardian is supposed to, by law, go in with you to do that. But she quit her job because her son is high functioning autistic like me. And she got to see how much abuse I was going through before Natalie Bollinger was shot in the head. She was shot in the head in 2017, and they still make YouTube things about it. I've been from one end of the country to the other trying to get help, and I have to go to meth heads and drug addicts and alcoholics for help in their volatile environments. You know, I was having a panic attack earlier because there was a guy who was screaming at me down there, and it had nothing to do with me. I'd never seen the guy before. Right? So I come up here and I started making a video to try to vent because I don't have any actual friends to talk to. And while I'm doing that, this alcoholic here he wanted me to exchange his cans here because he wasn't allowed to do it. And so I went in to exchange his cans and they told me I couldn't do that for him. So I told him I wasn't going to do that anymore. He said he'd give me a couple bucks for taking him in, but he's an alcoholic, you know. I understand he's not going to keep his word, but then, you know, he wanted me to do it again. And when I told him I wasn't going to, he got a bit of an attitude with me. Today, when I was on my phone and I was easily 60 feet away from the guy and he's fucking screaming at me, get the fuck away from me, get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm nowhere near you, dude. So I took my phone and made sure I pointed it in his direction while he was screaming. I talked to a couple of other folks outside of the establishment here, and they're like, just ignore him. You know, he'll stop screaming eventually. He'll go away eventually. But that's scary for me. I can't defend myself.
Who is this guy? Do you know him?
No.
Can you tell me what he looks like?
He's a tall, fat guy. The problem is that the issue there is that I'm stuck in this environment. This is his environment. These are, if there's any situations where he gets messed with over the cops, I will get messed with and I will be cast out from what little portion of the homeless society that does allow me to be a part of it. So I got to make sure that that's taken care of. Also, I see the homeless out here picking up this garbage and cleaning up the community and taking care of it and not getting recognition and getting messed with. There's also the fact I'm wearing a synthetic shirt. So if you see, I got all the way up. This strap. All the way up this arm too, and all up my back. I mean, it's from sweating and heat rash, and it looks nasty and gangly. Looks like I'm shooting up.
Have you thought about going up to the courthouse and talking to the victim's advocate to see if they can help you out?
I spoke with the victim's advocate over the phone, and because it's just like anywhere else. If I have to talk to them by myself, I'm going to get blown off. I talked to the victim's rights place. I talked to the Center for Living. Matter of fact, I got a computer here with it recorded. I got a audio recording device here that I use. I take it with me everywhere because people think they can pull a sly one. You see the little dot there? That means it's off. I turn this right here. That means it's on. That's recording audio, and that's not. That's the way I was able to collect a lot of the evidence from a lot of my predators. But the problem is some of my predators were law enforcement. They wanted to hide the fact that I'd gone to them repeatedly for help about the threats, harassment, and abuse. I am an at-risk adult, and by law, they were supposed to do something about it. But they didn't. They blew me off because I didn't have an advocate. I was told I had to call the Nebraska Attorney General's office. I did call them. They told me I needed to call the Nebraska State Patrol, and the Nebraska State Patrol would investigate it. Well, Nebraska State Patrol told me it's not their job to police the police. Well, it actually is. Matter of fact, when I tried to turn in the officers here, I was told that I needed to contact the state troopers. So I did, and they told me exactly the same thing that Nebraska told me. It's not our job to police the police. So I did the same thing I did in Nebraska. I looked it up. It is their job to police the police.
Well, If you want to take it a step higher, you can call the Attorney General for the state.
Yes, sir.
So if you're not getting the answer from the state police, contact the Oregon State Attorney General, because they also police
Well,
the
that's the thing about not having.
5/8 football.
Sorry. I don't have a guardian to do that with me. They're supposed to help me fight for those rights. If I go in alone, it's just like anybody else who goes in alone, especially homeless. We're not at the top of the triage list. And I get that this isn't a medical triage situation, but it very much is, especially with the mental health crisis that we as homeless people have to deal with all the other homeless. These people are having meltdowns and panic attacks left, right, and center. A lot of these people are on substances, and the gateway drug wasn't marijuana, it was abuse. Most of these guys, I go to them and I say, hey, will you go to me to talk to the police? No. Number one rule when you're homeless is you don't talk to the police. They're not your friends.
I hope someday that changes.
Me too.
I've been in this career for about the last 15 years, and I'm not a magician or a wizard that has a magic wand. Otherwise, I'd be waving that sucker everywhere I could go to fix things.
I have a magic wand in here. Oh, it's in here. No, there are no weapons in here. But I do have a Harry Potter wand. Nope, I didn't put it in here. I had two of them. There was a guy who was going to do the paperwork today. I let him take one of them. They're little cheap.
And
it's not important. I got it at
unfortunately,
Walmart.
in this day and age as well, like you're well aware of, obviously, in talking to you, that getting the mental health help is not a highly funded situation in this country right now yet. And I feel very poorly about that, because I think mental health is something that we as a country need to take more a bigger stance in, just because it's becoming more and more of a situation. And like you said, you don't want to hurt yourself or anybody else, and unless you want to hurt yourself or somebody else the way it is right now, that's the only way to get any mental health.
And that's the problem, is that when you are abused to the point, and that's the thing, I've been trying to turn in abuse. When you're abused and you try to turn it in and you're ignored and neglected by the people you're told to turn it into until you're suicidal. And instead of trying to commit suicide, you tell them, hey, I'm trying to get help instead of trying to kill myself. And then they have you locked up and say that you have suicidal ideations. No, I'm being fucking tortured. And I may not be being physically tortured right now, but being railroaded in court because I don't have any money, because I don't have any family, and because cops wanted to screw up their jobs. I still have the evidence that they screwed up, but it's also been nationwide. I got evidence. One guy that I stayed with, his name was Brett Roloff. He was getting me to try to turn this stuff into the FBI. He was too fucked up on meth. I've got it on my YouTube channel. I went up to Washington State to try to get some help up there. And while I was up there, I got victimized up there. My stuff got stolen. And I'm repeatedly told that I have to go to the very officers that I'm trying to turn them in. That's not okay. That's a conflict of interest, and it is against the law. Matter of fact, it is
and that's why I'm saying that if you're having an issue, with some of my coworkers, and state police won't do anything about it, your next option to go for help is to contact the Attorney General.
Yes, sir. The thing is, in all these situations, it wouldn't have been a situation where it was an issue if I'd have had someone contact them with me. I'm sure that these officers would have understood at that point that it wasn't a laughing matter. It wasn't some schizophrenic talking crazy shit. I'm a victim who's been victimized until I'm here, and now I'm your problem, and I don't want to be anyone's problem. I can't function.
You're not being a problem to me. I'm actually enjoying this few minutes that we're sitting here visiting. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You know, and if I can point you in the right direction, like I said, I can't wave a wand and fix everything, but I think giving you the option of the Attorney General might be another option for you to try.
Can I give you my phone number? I'm not trying to hit on you or flirt with you. I got Tourette syndrome, so if I wink at you, I'm not hitting on you.
5/8. Go for it.
That's my number. Since I got the video, yeah, don't say it out loud. 'Cause my video's still recording. My name is Sean Schwartz, SHAWN.
Okay. I will hang on to it, and I'll tell you this: if I hear of any other options that might be viable for you, I'll give you a jingle.
I need a retiree with a lot of time on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, basically, I just need somebody to look at the evidence and verify it. My predators, a lot of them were in law enforcement and they screwed up. And then they wanted to claim that I was schizophrenic and delusional. But my stuff from my therapist shows I'm not schizophrenic, I'm not delusional, I am autistic, and I do have PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I also have Tourette syndrome, and I am not violent.
Well, and I don't want you to go into details because obviously that create a conflict of interest for me. That's why I'm trying to give you a couple other options. But and I'm new to the area, if I run into any options that might be viable to you, I'll give you a jingle.
All right.
Does that sound fair?
Yes, sir. Also, I have to feel unsafe about that guy in that situation, but I am pretty sure I can go talk to two people who can defuse the situation pretty decently as long as you guys aren't involved.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. And I'll give you my word, I'll stay out of that situation until you tell me otherwise.
All right. Now
If
the
you tell me
situation
otherwise,
with the
then
guy
I'll-
who drives the Dolphin, he left town, but he was perving on more than one person in this town. He is a sexual predator and he needs to be stopped. I don't know his name. I'm gonna try to get a hold of
Like I
it.
say, I'll stay out of your situation until you ask me otherwise. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, that's a situation I'm gonna need help with, so I'll give you a call in a couple of days after I talk to the other two witnesses.
Sounds good, sir. You have a better night, Sean, okay?
Thank you, Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah, I do need help, and I do need them to do their jobs, but I also need someone there and present. That's the problem. I tried going to them before. There's a reason that I need someone to go with me. I already tried once before. All right, more than once before. I'm a persistent son of a bitch. I'm also quite astute and pretty fucking resilient. When I was stuck in my car and I needed to go to the hospital, what did I do? I drove as slowly as I could through town because, number one, I needed to go to the hospital. It wasn't an if and or but. I needed to go. And also, I was legit stuck in my fucking car. And I'll show you why. Alright, this is my pull handle. On the outside, the handle tends to stick open like that. If I lock the door while it's out like that, then it won't unlock. And then I'm stuck. So I accidentally hit the lock, unlocked the door, and got myself stuck in my vehicle, and I needed to go to the hospital and didn't know where it was at, and my telephone died. And what did I do? I drove slow as fuck, honking my horn through town. If all else fails, do it as necessary. So far, it hasn't been necessary to kill anybody, but a lot of people are dead. None of those people needed to be dead. All of this could have been handled simply just by an arbiter stopping and going, all right, you know what? There's obviously an issue here between these two individuals. Obviously, there is a safety risk for both individuals, or both people feel that there is a safety risk, and we need to deal with this professionally. While I tried to get it dealt with professionally, Natalie Bollinger incited her friends to harm me repeatedly through slander. And I still got the evidence that shows that it's slander. But you guys don't want to see that, do you? Now that officer, Ryan, well, oh, and right when he leaves, that's when I find it, right? Dumbledore's wand. Looks like bony fingers. So what kind of help would they give me if they were to haul me off on suicide watch? Yeah, they don't care about the crimes against me. Now, in that particular situation, yeah, they probably would have gone down and hauled off on that guy. But here's the thing, that guy wasn't entirely in the wrong. He wasn't the only one yelling. Of course, I wasn't yelling at him. Not to begin with, anyway. When he was yelling at me, yeah, I don't like being yelled at. Especially by somebody twice my fucking size. I don't mind fucking staying away from you. You don't have to scream it at me 20 fucking times. Guaranteed that guy won't ever ask me to change in his bottles again, though.